Welcome to the second section of this volume, GNU Linux. This section will cover in detail how to generate the most popular package formats for the Linux operating system. We will start by covering Debian and RPM packages, and we will then cover two of the most popular universal Linux package formats, app images and snaps. These are very modern technologies, so I will also try to give you a crash course on these package formats in case you haven't heard about them before. Finally, we will see how to make use of Travis CI to perform automated deployments to Bintray and GitHub releases. Welcome to the first video of section number 2. In this video, we will take a look at Debian packages. We will cover the most relevant options that electron-builder provides us to build them, and we will see a small demo in action. Debian packages are the most complex electron-builder Linux targets, so you will see that with the knowledge that we will acquire in this video, creating other Linux packages will be a breeze. Debian packages are probably the most widely used packages in the Linux world. They of course come from the Debian Linux distribution, but they are used by many other popular distros like Ubuntu, Linux Mint, Zorin OS, and many more, and as such are a must-have when planning to package an Electron application. Debian packages are compressed files ending with a .dev extension. They contain the application code and a lot of metadata for apt, the Debian package manager, to deal with them correctly. You usually won't put a Debian package directly in your website. The ideal distribution approach is to set up an apt repository for systems to subscribe to and be able to install and receive upgrades directly from the package manager. Let's discuss some Debian packaging concepts before diving into electron-builder. Debian packages may declare the category they belong to. The available categories are defined by the Debian distribution and are the ones that you can see on the left of this slide. Many Linux desktop environments display application menus organized by types, and this is the way you hint them about where they should display your application. The application categories outlined by Debian are very generic, and chances are that your application will neatly fit into one of them. But in the worst case, you're free to omit the application category, and application menus will usually show the app inside a section called Others or something like that. Apart from application categories, Debian packages may also declare a package category. The list of supported package categories is much larger than the list of application categories, so I'm only listing some of the main ones in this slide. You can check the most up-to-date exhaustive list of package categories by visiting the link at the top of this slide. So how do package categories differ from application categories? We've seen that application categories are used to hint desktop environments about where your application should be placed in the application menu. Package categories are much more low-level and are mainly used for organization purposes of the hundreds of thousands of packages Debian supports. If you have an application to browse all the available Debian packages, like Synaptic, the one I'm presenting on this slide, you will be able to explore all the packages by their package categories. Every operating system that we will configure in this course takes a path to an icon, each in different formats. However, the Linux electron-builder configuration is particularly interesting, given that it accepts a directory of icons, where each icon follows a name convention where the file name is the size of the icon, like 64x64. This slide contains all the recommended icon sizes that you should provide to electron-builder. Electron-builder will infer a lot of metadata for all kinds of package formats from the package.json file, so filling all the optional information, such as the license, author, or description, will already get you 80% there for all the packages you might want to create. I'll cover this basic information on this section, so we can then focus on the configuration options that are specific to the package formats that we will cover. The first basic property that we should set is a description, which should concisely describe the application. In the context of Debian packages, this will be used as the Debian long description. Apart from the description, you should fill the author property in package.json. Electron-builder will use this information to create a copyright notice and list who is the maintainer of the package, for example. Most package formats support having a license file, so it's wise to fill the license property as well. And finally, the homepage property allows you to set a link to your project's website. As you might remember, we will need to add the basic electron-builder configuration inside a build property, and then we will create nested objects with operating system and target-specific configuration. In the top level of the build property, we will set the application ID in reverse domain form, and then we will set a product name. The product name is the human-readable title of your application and may contain capitalized words and even spaces. Now let's see how to configure the Linux property of the build object, which configures all Linux targets, including Debian. Here we will set a category and a package category, as we've seen earlier in this video. We will also set the icon property to point to a directory containing PNGs whose names represent image dimensions, as we've also seen a minute ago. Then we can set the maintainer in case this is different to the package author. By adding dev to the target property, we're basically telling electron-builder to generate a Debian package when building this app on Linux. And finally, the synopsis is a shorter version of the description we wrote in the top level of the package.json file, and will be used as the summary of the Debian package. We covered a lot of foundational items, and now we are finally at Debian-specific configuration options. Unless you have very advanced needs, all the information we said before should be more than enough for electron-builder to generate a Debian file. A very handy option we can set inside the Debian-specific configuration object is depends, which can list all the Debian packages our application depends on, if any. The ones that you can see here are the basic dependencies of the Electron framework. These are set by default, so I'm manually listing them here for demonstration purposes only. As you could probably guess from the name and description entries, the application that we will be considering as an example is a dummy digital clock. Let's run npm run dist to generate our packages. Once that's done, the Debian file will be located inside the dist directory. We can inspect the Debian file by running dpkj-info. Here we can confirm that electron-builder detected our license, the vendor, the maintainer, the dependencies, the section, the homepage, and both the synopsis and description, which were combined as a proper Debian description entry. We can locally install Debian packages using dpkj-i, and after that's done, we will be able to find our dummy digital clock application in the application menu. In this video, we reviewed what Debian packages are and why they are arguably the most important Linux packages you should support. We then covered Linux-specific electron-builder options that will set the foundations for all the Linux packaging videos that follow. And finally, we covered the Debian-specific electron-builder options.